Hey everybody, what's going on? Review Man here, and today I am here to talk about one of the most excellent movies to come out this year. Bill and Ted Face the Music. What the heck is that? Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now this movie is about our buddies Bill and Ted, and this movie pretty much takes what you knew from the first two movies, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and kind of twists it up and throws it out the window. So anyway, the movie begins with old Bill and Ted doing a wedding ceremony for their brother Deacon and Missy. Now, if you remember, Missy was Bill's stepmom, and then he was Ted's stepmom, and then she marries Deacon, which is like totally grody. I mean, really, really bogus, man. So anyway, they do like this totally bad show, and they're kind of like gotta write this song to reunite the world, and it's totally going out. It's going bad. It's not going good. And Bill and Ted's daughters, they're like, "Hey, ease up, pops," and "Ease up, pops. This is a pretty good song." And so they're like, the dad's like, "You know what? You haven't time traveled. Your wives are not from the past, and you never time traveled. You never wrote this excellent song. You never done any of that." And they're like, "Yes, we have, Dad. Yes, we have." Their dad is like completely doubting them. And so they're like, what the heck? And so anyway, they're like totally having this totally bad day after a bad wedding ceremony, after not having to, Bill and Ted, and they're at this point where the band is like breaking up. And so they get, and Ted's like, "You know what, Bill, I went down to this music store today, and and the guy offered me a bunch of, some money for my guitar." And Bill's like, "No, you didn't, Ted." And it's like, Ted's like, yeah, I did." And so they get this, they hear this thing outside, and it's actually another time machine. It looks like the shape of an egg. And then the egg time is actually Rufus's daughter. It's actually Rufus's daughter. And Rufus's daughter tells them that that come with me. You have to write this song, and come with me. I'll explain it all in the way. And they hop in the time machine. And Bill and Ted's daughters, they're like, "Whoa, whoa!" Looking outside at the time machine. And after Bill and Ted go into the future, they're like, "Our dads are in trouble. We got to help them." And so they go into the future. The great leader tells them they're filmed at writing the greatest song in the world, and to reunite everybody. And they only have until 7:17 p.m. San Dimas time, which is an oddly specific time. They have like till 7:17 to write the greatest song in the world. And she's like, or else it will be a disaster for all in time and space as we know it. And while this is going on, you see like different historical figures popping up everywhere. You got George Washington, you got Kid Cudi, you got pretty much everybody. As time is breaking down, people are being sucked out of their dimension and sucked out of their time and into other dimensions. And so you got this, and while that's going on, Bill and Ted are going to, they go back, they got to figure out how to get the best song and all this other stuff. Whew, this is only like not even 30 minutes into the movie. So anyway, it's a bunch of taking. So anyway, Bill and Ted's daughters, Bill and Ted's daughters, they meet Rufus's daughter, and he's like, "Hey, future dude, this is the time machine, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So we can go back anywhere in time?" And she's like, "Yeah." So what they do is they take the time machine while Rufus's daughter is in the past, and but before Bill and Ted went all through the time space continuum, they went to the Great One sent this robot to destroy Bill and Ted. To and then they're like, "Great leader, are you sure this is okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's the only way to 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 save the world." And because she thinks killing Bill and Ted is the only way to save the world. And you find out that this robot, I'll tell you that in a second. But anyway, Bill and Ted go into the future. They find out that they haven't succeeded at writing the greatest song. Their daughters are not talking to them. Their wives divorced them. They're growing old. They're in jail. And you find out they're in jail because whenever they travel in the future, the other two Bill and Ted's, because this is where it gets crazy. I mean, Bill and Ted's already crazy. But anyway, you find out that their future selves are fighting against their past selves, or their present selves, to write the greatest song. And so they give them the greatest song in the world. But it's actually, I think the dude's name is like David Cole, or it's a singer. And they're all like, and their future selves, Bill has become broken down. Ted's developed a drinking problem. It's kind of like a complete it's kind of like the complete opposite of everything that Bill and Ted stood for. So they're fighting against themselves. You got the robot chasing after them, trying to kill them. You got Bill and Ted's daughters are in the past, getting different historical figures together to make the world's greatest band. And so whenever Bill and Ted's daughters get to the future, or get to the present, the robot is in their garage, kills them, and then also kills Rufus's daughter. And then the robot was like, oh boy, I messed up. I messed up. And so Bill and Ted go to the future. They're talking to their future selves. Their future selves gives them the real song. The real song is called Face the Music. And it says, Logan Preston, MP, 7:17 p.m. Which, if you remember, 7:17 p.m. is the time that Bill and Ted are supposed to do this song to reunite the whole world. But the robot comes and he's like, Logan Preston, I must kill you. And he's like, no, but we have the song. He's like, wait, you have the song? And they're like, yeah, dude, we got the song. He's like, yeah, dude, we got the song. And so he's like, oh, you got the song. I must terminate myself. And he's like, wait a minute, there's no need to do that. And he's like, Bill, wait. He's like, why you gotta terminate yourself? I accidentally killed your daughters. And they're like, wait, we have to go to hell in order to save them. They're like, robot dude, kill us. And he's like, no, I can't. He's like, I must kill myself. And while all this is going on, you don't see this in the movie, but their wives, Bill and Ted's wives, future selves come save them and show them like this time in the time machine, because there's like 3 or 4 different times going on here, and shows them like a reality where they're happy with Bill and Ted. And then whenever the robot's about to kill himself, Bill and Ted jump on him, and then they all disintegrate. And while they're in the future, the wives, they come down in this time machine. Oh shit! Yeah, they come down in this time machine to. Oh yeah, they come down in the time machine to whenever the robot's about to kill them, they show up just about that time. Whenever they all die, and they're all like, what? And so Bill and Ted end up in hell. They end up finding their daughters, but you find out that the robot is like an actually cool dude named Dennis Caleb McCoy, and they meet Rufus's daughter, and they said, "Where's our daughters at? Oh, they're down that way." And he's like, and then the robot meets Rufus's daughter, and Rufus's daughter is talking to the mom, and she's like, "Really? You named the robot after my ex?" Hang on, God's copy bird. That's good copy. But anyway, she says, "You named the robot after my ex?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so, what they do is they go meet up with they go meet Bill and Ted's daughters, and then Bill and Ted's dad is there because he gets killed by the robot whenever they were in the future after they broke into the dude's house. After the future selves broke into the dude's house, and then he's like, "Ted, I was totally wrong, man. I'm sorry. You did marry princesses. You did travel through time. You did meet death. You did go through heaven and hell. I'm sorry, man. I apologize." "That's okay, Dad." They both hug, both make up, and then he was like, "Okay, we gotta go talk to Death." And then Death is like all pissed off at them because they sued Death because he was gonna take the Wild Stallion's name as part of his own and kind of like brand off his own brand of Wild Stallions, and then they try to make up with him. But Bill and Ted's daughters is like, "You know what, Dads? Why don't you go wait outside? We'll talk to Death." And what they do is they're like, "Death, dude, we totally respect you and all this other stuff, and we think you're one of them. We enjoyed your album, and we enjoyed all this other stuff." And then he was like, well, can you do one thing? Can you make up with our dads?" And he's like, "Okay." So Bill and Ted are listening at the door of Death's apartment, which is like this village apartment type thing. Which, not a village apartment, but like it's an apartment. And so they make up with each other. He's like, "Bill, Ted, you forget what's Death?" Death's like, "Yeah, come on." Death hugs him, kisses Ted on the cheek. He's like, no, he kissed him on his. Anyway, so they get out of hell. They go on the freeway, and then they go on the freeway to where they end up on this freeway to where they're supposed to write the most excellent song and perform this great thing. And he's like, they're like, "Okay, how are we gonna do this?" He's like, MP 45. Wait a minute, we're supposed to do it here? And then he's like, Logan. They look at the UB drive after that Dennis gave them. They would look at that. And he's like, "Wait a minute, Logan Preston. It's not us that's supposed to reunite the world. It's you guys. We're supposed to be your backup band." And so what they do is they get together all the figures that they got. They got what was it? Jimi Hendrix, Chubby Checker. I believe it was Chubby Checker. Anyway, Beethoven. This K woman that likes to drum a good bit, and it was like one other person. Oh yeah, Death is part of their band too. And so what they do is they get on this truck. They get on like this flatbed truck, and then they boost up the sound stage, and Circus City, not Circus City, but not Circus City. Anyway, it's one of these Guitar Center, that's what it was. Makes this cameo in the movie. Makes it look like a little ad cameo in the movie. And they put together the whole band and everything. And they're trying to like drown out trying to like put everything in harmony. That way, it's the greatest songs. And while that's going on, Bill and Ted are like, "Wait a minute, how are we supposed to get everything? How are we supposed to get everything at once?" And so Kid Cudi, he says, "What you gotta do is you gotta do this infinite loop, and you gotta pretty much put everybody together in harmony." And so what they do is they go to the time machine. He's like, they're pressing like all these buttons they're pressing all these buttons to get the phone booth operational. And they're like, "Ted, why don't you just press the infinite loop button?" And what that does is while the Bill and Ted's daughters are down here on the freeway getting all the band members together, getting like the sounds and all that. They're going all throughout history and all this other stuff, giving them musical instruments so they can reunite the world with the music. And they start playing like all these backup riffs. And whenever 717 gets about close, they all do this like most excellent jam, and it zooms throughout the entire world and all through history. And everybody's like playing music. You got Deacon, you got Missy, you got everybody playing music, and they pretty much save the world. They do the riff, and it's pretty excellent. I can't describe it, but if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And they save the world, put on one excellent stage. Everybody starts going back to normal, and in the end, they end up saving the world with the music. And then stay after the credits, because there's this pretty cool, excellent credit scene where the future Bill and Ted are, where the senior Bill and Ted, they're in the nursing home, do this excellent guitar riff, and it's about a 4 or 5 minute, it's about a few minutes scene, and they did this excellent guitar riff. They're up, and yeah, so that was Bill and Ted based in music. I may have left a few parts out, but I want y'all to go check out this movie for yourself. Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, William Sadler played an excellent death. My favorite character throughout the entire movie was Dennis the Robot. Yeah. So anyway, go check it out, guys. I'm the review man. You are you. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.